Okay, good evening, Namaskar. We are live now. Today is an auspicious and a very special day. Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you, an occasion of prayers, celebrations, and blessings. I am Rudir Bhalla from Wealthy Walls, a review based professional platform on various aspects of real estate. It is a special day also, as in today's live chat, I have with me someone who is at the helm of affairs, a renowned name in corporate world when it comes to marketing strategies, brand building, and greater understanding of consumer insight. I know this introduction is definitely short of words in comparison to expertise and experience this gentleman enjoys in corporate. I have a pleasure of inviting Mr. Prasun Kumar to our talk show of Wealthy Walls. Prasoon comes with 20 plus years of rich experience in corporate, spanning top league advertising agencies, McCann and Medicine. Then, as a senior vice president, he was part of Reliance Group and currently as head of marketing, Magicbricks, India's number one property site. Prasoon's marketing acumen, on connect with customer is amazing, is in fact widely regarded and earned him many industry firsts. So to name a few, Magic Bricks TV is his brainchild. An award-winning campaign, I'm sure all of us know, Pata Badlo, Life Badlo, that brought Ayushman Khurrana and Preeti Sanon as brand ambassadors was Prasoon's initiative. Property Ka Supermart was another runaway hit, I would say, conceptualized by Prasoon and many more. A very warm welcome to you, Prasoon, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Rudhir. It's a pleasure to join you and your audiences.
Thank
And I
you.
hope our conversation today will be useful and meaningful for the
Yeah.
audiences that you have as we talk about various facets of real estate. First of all, thanks for very kind introduction. You are equally well accomplished. But having said that, uh, I definitely would want to share whatever experience I have gained over the years and whatever
Right.
insight I can draw from there with your viewers for their benefit. Now,
Yeah.
as you rightly mentioned, I have had journeys in the corporate world across various industries that I have
Right.
been part of, right from advertising to retail to telecom. And for last 4 years, I'm in internet prop-tech business.
Right.
And I have seen real estate and properties firsthand, therefore,
Yeah.
and have been interacting with all stakeholders of this business, including policymakers like Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, uh, the data regulators, and I have been interacting very, very closely with all the developers throughout the country. And of course,
Yeah.
being a property platform, we are doing one-to-one with consumers on a day-to-day basis. So,
Right.
having seen all the sides of real estate, uh, I must tell you that all the difficulties and challenges that as an industry we have faced, uh, the foundation of the industry has been cleaned up quite a lot in the last 3 4 years through various interventions that happened,
Right.
including monetization, and then RERA came, and
Okay.
subsequently GST happened. So all these initiatives ultimately helped in building strong foundations for future. And the latest challenge related to COVID, notwithstanding, but I think real estate today is standing on a ground from where it can only look up, and we do see signs of that, right? And as we progress in this conversation, I
Yeah.
will share with you how real estate is looking up and why real estate still remains one of the best uh, ROI options for investors and for end consumers alike.
Okay.
And so as and when we discuss, I
Yeah.
shall share more insights to that. Uh, but glad that there are partners like you working diligently and day and night to serve consumers, because real estate, all said and done, remains a touch and feel category, touch and feel industry, and the complexities related to legality, paperwork, and everything else all means that the physical hand holding of consumers still is a big ask in this industry, and which is where firms like you come in. And if if you give a lot of support and right guidance to consumers, there is no reason why this industry will not grow leaps and bounds.
Great, great. In fact, Prasoon, I would start with you from a question. All we know, world order has changed. It is now pre-COVID and post-COVID eras, and certainly it has played a greater psychological role in real estate industry too. So my question is very simple to you: how this particular impact has changed the mindset of a home buyer or consumer? What is your thought on this?
That's a very good question, Rudhir. Uh, COVID has been a turning point in the history of mankind. Right? These kind of disruptions don't happen, it's once in a millennia kind of a thing. When imagine entire world shutting down, that's kind of unthinkable even today, though it has happened, but still it's unthinkable. But having said that, of course, it has changed lots of industries fundamentally, including real estate. And if you see pre-COVID versus post-COVID, the
Yeah.
trends are very, very different. But at the same point of time, there is a bit of continuity as well. Now,
Okay.
we, being the largest property technology platform, we conducted a huge consumer sentiment survey,
Okay.
and we did it in two legs. One we did just at the beginning of COVID in the month of April,
Okay.
and another wave we did last month in July, when things were kind of settling down and we were in unlock phase. And there are very, very strong insights that have emerged out of this. First of
Okay.
all, the overall market size has shrunk. Now, if there were 100 consumers before COVID looking for investing in property, post COVID, we have got close to about 75 of them. So 25 consumers have exited the market for variety of reasons. And they have postponed their decision for some time, or decided not to look at property at this point of time.
Okay.
However, having said that, out of the 75 which are left, the 75% which are left in the market, all of them are very, very serious, high intent consumers.
True.
So in pre-COVID, if you get 100 consumers walking into your office, probably 10 of them would convert, 90 of them would not. Now, in post-COVID scenario, if there are 75 who are left and walking into your office, chances of conversion is far higher,
Yeah.
because all these consumers are they are not speculative consumers anymore.
Right.
Those who are right now looking at property are looking at either for end usage or are very, very serious investors. So
Right.
that's the good part of it. Okay? The second thing that came out is consumers have also shrunk their budgets.
Okay.
So if pre-COVID they were looking at investing, say, 100 rupees in real estate for themselves, now they want to invest close to about 70 rupees. So they have shrunk their budgets by about 30%. So while they are looking at lower budgets, but at the same point of time, they do not want to compromise on the requirements that they have. So if they were looking for a 3 BHK, or if they were looking for certain amenities and all, they still want that, uh, but with lower budgets.
Okay.
So how do they think it's going to be possible? They think it's going to be possible through two ways. One is they think probably there would be better deals on offer from
Correct.
developers, which will help them realize their ambition and aspiration at much lower cost. And two, if not, then they are willing to also go to slight periphery areas, and they do not want to invest in the prime area itself, where probably the rates may not have come down. So they are willing to go to slightly outskirts for the investment, but they do not want to compromise on their requirements. So that's another interesting thing that came out. The third interesting thing that came out of the survey was that majority of the consumers, and this varies according to city, but in a lot of big cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and a couple of other cities,
Yeah.
uh, consumers prefer now ready-to-move-in properties, and their preference for under construction properties have slightly gone down. However, there are markets like Hyderabad, Bangalore, etc., where
Okay.
a requirement for under construction properties also there. So it all boils down to how much trust a developer brand has been able to build over a period of time.
Correct.
Consumers have enough empathy and enough trust with a developer brand, they are not hesitating and in going ahead and investing with them. But if developers have not really done enough to build trust with consumers, those are the kind of developers who are suffering and will
Yeah.
suffer because consumers will not park their hard-earned resources at this point of time with them because they're not speculating. They are not investing for the sake of future investment. Large number of consumers are investing for end usage, for their own usage, and so on and
Right.
so on. So that's another thing that came out. And uh, and in terms of what are the triggers, what is it that will make them transact, during these times, given the challenges that are there anyway. Uh, the number one thing that will make them transact is an assurance of timely delivery, an assurance of delivery as per specification, and so on and so forth, which again comes back to the same thing, which is to do with how much trust consumer has on developer brands, and two, therefore consumers are looking at ready-to-move-in properties. Right.
Okay.
The second trigger that they think consumers are saying would be gated communities because of the pandemic and the experiences related to pandemic. People now want to have secure environment, and this
Yeah.
also opens up another big opportunity. The opportunity is that consumers, those who were, an interesting fact that came out from the research also was
Okay.
today there are about 25% of the consumers who today, at this point of time, are looking for investing in property. They are new consumers. They were not there in the market 3 months ago,
Okay.
which means the pandemic has actually forced a lot of people to think, uh, and maybe a lot of people who were living on rented accommodation and so on and so forth are now seriously considering having their own property,
Yeah.
because living in your own home you are in a much better position to manage a crisis, rather than having the pressure to deal with your landlord or any other kind of uncertainty related to where you stay and all. So this is another interesting trend that has come out. On the commercial side, the trend is very clear. Uh, the categories or the sectors that were doing really well before COVID are in big crisis right now, and those sectors were namely co-living, co-working, PG, these kind of sectors that were there. They are in, they have serious challenge in front of them, and which is something which is a matter of concern right now. But however, the overall projection for commercial properties seem to be good over a period of time in the medium range, and our data and analysis does suggest that the return on investments from commercials is going to far supersede any other asset class. And therefore, if you look at whether you look at residential or you look at commercial, uh, time to invest is now. Uh, One, because if you are trying to invest for your own end usage, then this is the best time. Any time is the best time for that matter. But if you're trying to invest for the sake of investment as well, you will probably get the best of deals right now, and you probably will have the best of supply available, because a lot of projects which were under construction are moving towards completion, and that
Right.
should open up a lot of inventories for the market. So a lot of these factors are coming in, interestingly enough, and indicating a positive trend, which we should see getting realized over next 1 to 2 quarters.
Okay, okay. I think that's quite exhaustive and insightful in the sense, out of a lot of takeaways, the takeaway that I'm getting from you is that you said that, a lot of new buyers coming into the basket, and the commercial has got, the things may seem little bleak for commercial as of now, but ROI perspective, commercial remains, one of the front runners, so to speak. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's wonderful. So, Prasoon, now it is something which is related to you, and that is how I want you to kind of, assimilate things. So, you carry an amazingly vibrant experience in these years while I was introducing you across different product segments, from advertising to mobile phones, to telecom and real estate. So, what different do you find real estate vis-a-vis, other product categories? What's your take on softer terms?
Well, real estate is fundamentally different on one account, uh, that it's a high ticket investment category, and it's not an impulse investment category. Now, that by itself you know, changes consumers' behavior to a certain extent. The way consumers come into this category and transact is very, very different from the way consumers do it in any other category. And another difference about real estate as a business is consumers tend to invest a lot of time, resource, and energy
Yeah,
before they purchase a product, which may not be a case even with automobiles. While consumers also invest a bit of research time in automobiles, but the amount of research that is done before investing in a property or a real estate product is far deeper and greater, and for most of consumers actually. Uh, a real estate product purchase is once in a lifetime kind of an experience. You do
true.
not keep buying, properties every now and then. So you at best buy once or twice or thrice in your lifetime. For majority of the consumers, it's only once. So therefore, the emotional attached with the entire buying journey is also very intense and very high, and which is where I think that also makes this category very unique, because while a large amount of market today has aggregated online, and
Yeah,
the search starts online, the journey starts online, people
right.
search a lot, and they do their research, shortlisting, price discovery, and a whole lot of other things online. But at the same point of time, because there's so much of emotional and resource investment that happens in the category, that somewhere down the line they also need offline interactions, and they also want to get into touch and feel part of the business, and that makes this business very unique, because that puts this business in physical territory. Their part of the business remains physical, part of the business is digital, and so a consumer is experiencing both sides of it, and which is where there's an opportunity to create value and experiences for consumers through multiple stakeholders. So when they are online, there are various interventions and things that are done to deliver experiences to them. When they come offline, uh, you know, uh, people like you and other partners, brokers and agents and large, brokerage houses and so on and so forth. They have a very important role to play. And another thing that differentiates real estate from any other category is huge amount of trust that is demanded by the consumer. This is not a category which is, where consumers would want to make a mistake and learn from the mistake. There is no
Yeah,
scope for making a mistake here.
true.
And so, if you're approaching someone, if you're dealing with someone, you want to be very sure that the person is trustworthy, or the entity is trustworthy, and that your hard-earned resource, time, and everything else that you are going to invest is going to be protected and not get wasted. So I think huge amount of opportunity over there to create lots of good experiences for consumers. And if we get all these pieces right, this market is only going to grow because the need for home is is a socio emotional need for us. We just do not invest in a property for the sake of investment. We always invest in a property is very, very emotive. So that's one. Two is even from a hard number point of view, real estate remains the most lucrative asset class for investment from a medium to long term return point of view. And so either whichever side of the coin you look at, property investment is something that every consumer, everyone will go through at some point of time in their life, and that's what makes it so very interesting.
Correct, correct. So, Prasun, tomorrow when you go out to buy a home or plan to do any real estate investment, what's going to be your approach right from searching till closing? I mean, your candid thoughts for someone out there, for my prospects, for anyone who's looking out to buy a home. What's your, you know, path, so to speak, if you could share?
Well, we always advise in home buyers or property buyers a few things. One is always do your homework. The deeper, the more you research, the deeper you research, the more you figure out, find out, uh, the better. And so always do your homework, do in-depth homework before you take any concrete step. So that's number one. And there are many ways of doing homework, online, offline, through entities like you. There are many ways to gather information and verify information. So that's one. The second thing we advise is at this point of time, go for as much as possible ready to move in properties and invest in ready to move in properties. It will hedge the risk and all the challenges that the industry has seen over a period of time because of delayed delivery or no delivery and so on and so forth. Just hedge the risk and so look at projects which are nearing completion or are completed. So that's the second thing one should look at. Third is physical verification is very, very important. So whether you're in primary market looking for a new property or in secondary market looking for a resale property, do the physical verification yourself, see things for yourself, including the paper and everything else. Satisfy yourself before you make a move. Take help of professionals like you to verify a lot of things to find out the accuracy of information that you have got. So do this very, very diligently so that your fingers are not burnt later on. So be little, extra cautious on this front. Fourth is there is no investment better than real estate. No matter whatever are the economic conditions, whether the economy is doing well or not doing well, if you are looking for investing a large amount of money, real estate remains the most lucrative opportunity, and any section of real estate remains the most lucrative opportunity. Five is the pandemic has also taught us that it's very, very important to have your own home. And if you're not considering investing in a residential property, you should consider investing in a residential property. And if you are investing for your own usage, then no time is a bad time or no time is a good time. For your own usage, every time is a good time to invest. And so keep these things in mind and be diligent, and keep your eyes open, eyes and ears open, and invest without fear because after there's a lot of cleaning up of the industry that has happened, and with Real Estate Regulation Act being in place, the chances of your investment, going in a bad as a bad investment is very, very, very low. You are likely to your money is likely to going to be safe But however, having said that, do your homework daily.
Right, right. Wonderful, wonderful, Prasoon, for sharing insights on what matters the most as a customer, right? And it is my heartful thanks for your time and thoughts. Before I conclude, I want you to have any closing remarks, from your side.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Rudev. It was an enjoyable chat. I hope the information and the conversation are going to be useful for your viewers and your customers. I would just want to say one thing: do your homework and be in touch with good professionals, right professionals in the industry when you are investing. Talk to or approach people like yourself and other professional dealers who can guide consumers really well and help them invest in the right manner. So I think both online internet research, everyone has a smartphone in hand. So both online as well as offline advisory and help is important, and I wish all consumers listening to this are going to pay heed to this.
Great, great. Dear viewers, your opinion on this conversation will eagerly be awaited and will highly be appreciated. Please share your feedback just after this broadcast in the comment box, and feel free to ask any question, from Prasoon again on the same chat box. Thank you once again, and very happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of us. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you.